Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, Prime Minister Skerritt returns home to a hero's welcome at Douglas Charles Airport. Flo Dominica steps in with $50,000, making the company a major sponsor of the first ever Creole Rendezvous. And the Dominica Media and Communications Association DMCA authorized to represent Dominica's media professionals. The details coming up.
When persons with TB sneeze or cough, healthy persons nearby breathe in the droplets and the bacteria can lodge in their lungs. People with weakened immune systems such as HIV/AIDS, alcohol and drug users, smokers, children, and the elderly are most susceptible. Persons with a cough should take precautions when in contact with persons in public places. Cover your mouth when sneezing and coughing. Visit your doctor or health center. You must complete your treatment. TB can be cured even with HIV. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB and HIV. Protect yourself and others.
Dominicans gathered at Douglas Charles Airport Wednesday to welcome home Prime Minister Skerritt following a just concluded visit to Canada and the United States. This is the second time that an institution of higher learning overseas has conferred the honorary doctorate degree upon Prime Minister Skerritt. The first was conferred on him by the lovely Professional University of India in 2016. Upon the Prime Minister's return from that trip, there was a well-attended welcome home ceremony. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Skerritt received the second honorary doctorate degree from Duquesne University in Pennsylvania. The Doctor of Humane Letters was conferred on the Prime Minister by the university's president, Ken Gomley. While in Pennsylvania, the Prime Minister delivered the Integrity of Creation Leadership Address. Premier telecommunications company Flo Dominica has come on board as a major sponsor for the first ever Creole Rendezvous.
Flo Dominica made a presentation of $50,000 towards Creole Rendezvous during a press conference of the Dominica Festivals Committee on Wednesday. The concept of Creole Rendezvous came about after Flo revealed that it would not be hosting its flagship daytime event, Creole in the Park, this year, and instead focus on post-Maria restoration efforts.
And I'm here this morning to say that our company totally endorses Creole Rendezvous. Our decision not to stage Creole in the Park in no way diminishes our commitment to the preservation of our island's culture and heritage. And so we wanted this morning announce that we will be a major partner in this year's Creole Rendezvous as our way of contributing to this year's independence celebrations and reunion celebrations as well. And we will be providing 50,000 EC dollars towards assistance in staging Creole Rendezvous. We will also give some in-kind support as well.
Meantime, Cultural Officer in the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Earl St. Matthew, says the lineup for the 4-day event is now complete.
Last week I said we are 95% complete. This week I can say we are 100% complete with regards to the artist, I hope. So we will feature on day 1, Monday the 22nd, the Point Michel Cultural Group, Derek Rapeters and the Danger Band 767, the Smith Brothers. We will have a presentation from the Miss Wob Duet participants. We will have Sugar Fire Lapokabwit, the First Serenade Band, DJ Mystic and the Ecstasy Band. On day 2, Rediscover Mystery, we will have the Oral Tradition feature which I just spoke about. We will have the 6th Form Cicero Singers Virtual Band featuring our Kadas King White Fairy. The Gutter Lapokabwit, a cultural exchange featuring the Colombian accordionists, that's through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Swinging Stars Band, DJ Flip, WCK, Asa Banton. Day 3, Wednesday the 24th, Rediscovering Taste. We will have the Petit Savant Cultural Group, T-Bois, the Unstoppable DJs, the Booyah Unit featuring Skinny and Dice, Saki Slapokabwit from Grand Bay, Triple K Band, DJ Snow and Carlin XP. And on the last day, Rediscover Rhythm, we will have Phase 5, the Biosh Ballet Group, Whitey Kubuli Dance Theatre Company, the Pay Bush Cultural Group, the Pay Bush Drummers, Mahubuyo Lapokabwit, the Dominica Reggae Experience featuring Dr. Silk, Firebright, Sean I, Khalil, Irie Maya, and the Buyo New Generation featuring artists like Rio, Trilogy, Zone Rouge, J Gon and DJ Real Boss, BRN, Kenny G, Kex Mafia, DJ MJ, and we will have to close it all, Signal Band featuring Stasha and Colton T.
The inaugural Creole Rendezvous will run from Monday 22nd October to Thursday 25th October at the Botanic Gardens from midday to 7 p.m. daily. The entrance fee is $5.
The Paris-based Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, has included Dominica in a list of 100 CBI programs that potentially pose a high risk to the integrity of what is called the Common Reporting Standards, or CRS. The OECD says residency and citizenship by investment schemes can create the potential for misuse as tools to hide assets held abroad from reporting under the OECD G20 Common Reporting Standard CRS. The OECD has published the results of its analysis of over 100 CBI-RBI schemes offered by CRS committee jurisdictions, identifying those schemes that potentially pose a high risk to the integrity of CRS. Dominica has been lumped in with Antigua and Barbuda, Bahamas, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Lucia, and St. Kitts Nevis. The organization says identity cards, residence permits, and other documentation obtained through the CBI schemes can potentially be abused to misrepresent an individual's jurisdiction of tax residence and to endanger the proper operation of the CRS due diligence procedures. The OECD says potentially high-risk CBI schemes are those that give access to a low personal tax rate on income from foreign financial assets and do not require an individual to spend a significant amount of time in the jurisdiction offering the scheme. It says such schemes are currently operated by Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia. But together with the results of the analysis, the OECD says it's also publishing practical guidelines that will enable financial institutions to identify and prevent cases of CRS avoidance through the use of such schemes. A decision announced by the proprietors of Rosalie Bay Resort on Wednesday was another reminder that Hurricane Maria's impact will continue to be felt for some time to come. The message posted on Facebook reads, "The time has come to wish you farewell." In September 2017, Dominica was hit with the full force of Category 5 Hurricane Maria. Rosalie Bay Resort suffered catastrophic damage. Our first priority was to ensure the safety of our staff. All endured serious losses of their homes and many needed to completely rebuild their lives. We brought in crisis professionals who continue aiding Dominicans. After tremendous consideration, we are deeply saddened to announce the resort will not reopen. For now, our website remains as a tribute to Rosalie Bay's commitment to the community, environment, and the simply magical experiences that so many of you enjoyed. The outpouring of support and well wishes from our guests, travel partners, and the community and beyond carried us through our darkest hour. Dominica is once again thriving, so please plan a visit. It goes on, airports, hotels, and restaurants are open and the vegetation is lush. By choosing a vacation to the nature island, your tourism money will continue supporting this special island. Thank you for your generosity and kindness, for being a part of the Rosalie Bay Resort story, and for allowing us to share our simply magical home with you. School children around the country will have to spend a few extra days in the classroom this term. This follows a concern by the Prime Minister that too many school days were being lost due to the country's preparations for weather systems, namely tropical storms Isaac and Kirk. Assistant Chief Education Officer Dr. Jeffrey Blaise says schools were informed of the extended school year earlier this month.
This term, the school will be closed for all schools, primary and secondary schools, on the 19th of December, and that's a Wednesday, I believe. Previously, the closing date was scheduled for the 14th, I think it was. And the reason for that is because we lost a few days, quite a few days during the term for preparatory activities for the impending storms that was Isaac and Kirk. And as you know, it was declared that for those events, there would have been no school as safety measure, and therefore we wanted to compensate for the time loss for those events. And we have decided to move school closing date to the 19th of December.
Blaise says the decision to extend the school term was welcomed by principals and teachers.
I must say that the schools have always been working collaboratively with the Ministry of Education. It's one system after all, and we have received positive feedback from the schools. I think even prior to the decision being made, principals had been asking, what are we going to do in terms of ensuring that we compensate for the lost time, because you will well be aware that at the school level, many of our schools are really working tirelessly to ensure that we maximize the time lost, particularly subsequent to the passage of Hurricane Maria. You know that we had quite a bit of time lost in terms of school hours. So the schools have been receptive to the idea, I must say. Obviously, it will mean, some amendment of plans that may have been made prior, but that's all in keeping with the flexibility of the education system.
The acting chief education officer urged the public to be understanding of the changes and work together with the schools for the efficient education of the country's children.
Well, I really want to just call on the general public, more specifically the parents, the community, members of the community or PTAs or community leaders to support the efforts of the school, because we are in a period of time now that require maximum collaboration. Everybody needs to chip in to ensure that we have a harmonious system and that we have an efficient system. I think the Ministry of Education cannot do it alone. We have the support of our schools and our students, our teachers. We really want to get the entire community behind us.
You are watching Channel 5 News. We will continue after the break.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001 275-5003 today.
The Dominica Media and Communications Association, DMCA, has officially been recognized by the Association of Caribbean Media Workers, ACM, as the body to represent media professionals on the island. The DMCA's application to the ACM was accepted when the association met this past weekend. ACM informed the DMCA of the decision late Tuesday. According to the letter addressed to the DMCA's President Gavin Richards, the DMCA will have the full rights and privileges of member associations effective immediately. Here is the full statement released by Gavin Richards on Wednesday.
Well, as president of the Dominica Media and Communications Association, I am pleased to share this very exciting news with the general body and the public. The executive of the Association of the Caribbean Media Workers, the ACM, has fully endorsed the DMCA as a member of the ACM. An approval from the ACM means that the DMCA is now the official media association recognized by the ACM for Dominica. Well, since its inception, the DMCA has worked tirelessly to fulfill all the requirements necessary for membership, including the drafting of the Constitution. And many may have thought that the association was inactive, but members, especially the executive, were working behind the scenes to ensure that everything was done accurately and on time. And then it was a matter of waiting on the approval before moving forward. Now, finally, this one hurdle has been overcome. And needless to say, our membership will afford us many of the rights and privileges that many other entities across the Caribbean enjoy, which in turn means that media professionals in Dominica will reap the benefits. The executive would like to thank all who contributed in whatever way, especially the general body. It is through your unwavering support that we were able to forge ahead. And we ask you to continue to trust in us to put your needs and concerns at the forefront. We would also like to thank those who have been so supportive of our cause. Your words of encouragement bolstered us greatly. And of course, we extend our gratitude to the Association of Caribbean Media Workers for seeing our potential and recognizing that our aim has always been to provide all media professionals in Dominica with a voice and avenues to become better at what they do. Thank you all and congratulations to us all.
57 primary and 15 secondary schools in Dominica have been equipped with personalized school emergency operations plans.
This is a first for the country and the first country under UNICEF's education program to achieve such a feat. UNICEF and IsraAid partnered up following Hurricane Maria and worked hand in hand with the Ministry of Education and all schools on island to help them become more resilient and better prepared for natural disasters. Education manager for UNICEF's Eastern Caribbean Area Office says while having school disaster plans in place is commendable, moving forward, the thinking must change to how to better secure the school structure.
Every time we go to a regional training, event, meeting, personally I say with a lot of pride that all the primary and secondary schools of Dominica have their emergency plans. Colleagues, I think this is the first country with all the schools fully prepared. But I think this is a common feeling that this is not enough. We want to do more. We want to keep protecting not just our schools, but our children and our adolescents. One important thing, we need to keep thinking how to protect our schools. We are doing now very well with our textbooks and pedagogical material and moving the furniture. But we also need to think in the infrastructure, how we can block our windows, how we can secure the doors, how we can ensure that the schools that are being used as a shelter play the strategic role for the community, that this is essential, but at the same time are in a good shape to start as soon as possible the schools.
Education manager for IsraAid, Yasmin Asaf, applauded the children for taking the message of emergency planning out of the classroom and into their homes.
When we visited Dordang Primary School just before Tropical Storm Beryl, we observed the students and teachers preparing, putting school materials in bags, packing away essential school books, and making sure the school is as prepared as possible. We know that many students have spoken with their parents about what was discussed in the program, and at home they have their own checklist now, ready to prepare for an emergency. We heard that you are aware of weak and hazardous parts of your home and your neighbors' homes, and you are excited to help your families and communities be more ready.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Chandler Hyacinth, thanked UNICEF and IsraAid for their assistance and acknowledged that more needs to be done to develop more resilient school systems.
Your interventions has been very timely as we ponder as a system on how to intensify and sustain change within schools. Change that directly targets our readiness to contend with changing weather patterns. Though we have done well to return our schools to a state of normalcy in quick time, we have to be mindful that a holistic education which caters to the needs and aspirations of our students is of utmost importance.
This coming school year, in order to strengthen their resilience, all schools in Dominica, as well as early childhood centers and special needs schools, will be trained to spot hazards and vulnerabilities and will be engaged in school-wide and nationwide emergency drills. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
And DBS Radio sports reporter Jerome Burton has won the Steve Parry Award for Best Young Reporter. Jerome is one of 35 sports reporters from around the world currently in Argentina, participating in a 3-week training under the IOC Young Reporters program. The reporters' training is taking place alongside the 2018 Youth Olympic Games. Congratulations to young Burton. Jerome returns home next week.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fence pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
To end the news, a look again at the headlines. Prime Minister Skerritt returns home to a hero's welcome at Douglas Charles Airport. Flo Dominica steps in with $50,000, making the company a major sponsor of the first ever Creole Rendezvous. And the Dominica Media and Communications Association, DMCA, authorized to represent Dominica's media professionals. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You may access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.